Well, the short answer is yes, you can get a divorce even if your spouse won't sign. You focus on the breakdown of the relationship in the pleadings. You allege that there's been a breakdown of the marriage to the extent that the objects of matrimony have been destroyed. The consent of the other spouse is not really required. The court does have the power to take a judgment by default. By default means that the other side did not file an answer or otherwise plead before the court within the amount of times that they are required to do so. The court gives you a certain amount of time once you're sued to do something about it. If you don't do something about it, that's called being in default. And the court has the power to ultimately enter a judgment of divorce by default, which means even if you didn't sign or you don't consent or you object, it's not going to make a difference, because unless you follow the appropriate court rules and plead within the requirement of those rules, that you've done nothing. And the court has the power within those same rules to grant something by default. Really, service of process becomes key here, because service of process means that you got the papers, that you had them available to you, that you could have answered and you didn't. In a lot of situations where somebody doesn't sign or doesn't show up to these proceedings, it's because they didn't know about them. So one of the main things that you got to be able to do is show the court that the other side hasn't participated in the case and they knew about it because they were served appropriately. From the time that somebody gets served appropriately, there'll be a proof of service filed, which will tell where and when and under what circumstances that person was served. And by served, I mean we got the papers to them somehow. Assuming that that occurred, at that point in time, the court will permit you to go forward even if the other person doesn't participate, even if they don't consent, even if they don't want to go forward. It doesn't matter. Our rules are not set up so that one person is stuck in a marriage that they don't want to be stuck in just because the other side doesn't want to do anything about it. We're not set up that way. We'll move forward without the other party, provided that the rules are followed. And by rules are followed, I mean that the person has gotten appropriate service, that there's a proof of service in the file that supports it, that we have an indication of when they were served, and that we have waited the appropriate amount of days in order to take this judgment by default. And that's how a person can get divorced even if their spouse refuses to sign papers.
248-588-3333. 248